Hello everyone, I'm just outside Norris Green with Natalie, and this is her second mock test. She's got a test coming up in a few weeks time and we need to get her ready for this. So I'm going to do another talk through because I haven't done one on Norris Green. So I just want to do one with Natalie. So she's going to be moving off shortly. Norris Green test centre's just down there on the right, where those two, three cars are. Yeah, we're moving off now. She checked all around safely. Away we go. This is Norris Green. I have a lot of people asking me for a talk through on a Norris Green route. I've done a couple on speak. You're going to come up to a traffic light now, and we're going to go ahead at the lights. When the examiners start to begin the test, they just tell you to follow the road ahead, unless traffic signs or road markings direct you otherwise. When you want to go left or right, they will give you plenty of time. You will get a reverse manoeuvre on it. She's going left here. The next traffic light she does it right, so they will give you plenty of time. So remember, whenever you're doing this like this, so you're going to come to that traffic light you've just been up to, check your mirrors and indicate left. And this next traffic light, you're turning right, so you check your middle mirror, right mirror, and indicate right. And you're going into an estate, and it's like a little, you do a lot of change of direction on this estate. You'll see it when you get in there in a moment. So it's right at the lights, middle mirror, right mirror, indicate right. Make sure you get over to the right, because some people get confused and think that lane there is right, it's this lane. And she's had to slow down and give way. You've got to give way to traffic when you're turning right, when you're crossing the path. Here we're going into a 20 zone, which you can see. Always check up, have a glance up into the road that you're going to go into. Don't keep looking at the floor. Look at the floor, but glance up as well. And you'll see now she does a lot of change of directions there. It's a lot of, I think this was designed to slow people down on the estate because there's kids. There's kids there, not so much now because they're at school. A couple of weeks time they'll do. They will be playing about in the street, so it's just a safety precaution. You can see where you've got to go in and out, and you need to check your mirrors every time you change direction. So you're going left, check your mirrors to the left, check the mirrors as you straighten up, check your mirrors and middle one and the right one, and you move over to the right. It's just forcing you, all it is just to keep to control the traffic, keep it slow, and then back to the left, and check the mirrors back to the right. And check the mirrors back again when you straighten up. Watch out for the white car. And then it's fairly straight as you get down here. When you get down this bottom end, though, be careful, because when you get to the bend down here, it's usually parked cars. And they can be a problem. Especially with not too much here because the road's still fairly straight. But when you get further down past the second white man on the left, you'd end up going on a bend. And when you get round that bend, expect other parked cars to be there. And there's someone with a dog. And so far she's doing well. Nothing to be worried about. All checks are in place. Gets a bit tight up this top end there. This is what I'm saying about parked cars. Cars coming around the corner. One comes round in a moment. It could cause a problem, especially when you're driving test. Just don't panic. Stay calm and concentrate. It's moved over. Thank you very much. Mirror, middle mirror, left mirror, indicate left. This is a road that they do parallel parks in. So we do a parallel park coming up, and it can be busy. And she actually mentioned this, Natalie. It's busy. Sometimes it is busy, and other times it's quiet. Today, it's busy. Not at the moment, but you'll see a learner car on the opposite side doing the same. So they put you in somewhere like this, ask you to stop, and say, see the silver car in front of you. When it's safe to do so, pull out. Pull up next to it, stop when you're level with it. And remember, you've got to do all your checks here, especially this right blind spot check before you move off. you don't really want to go out while there's traffic coming the other way, because there's nowhere for them to go. They happen to go around the other lane on the opposite side. So it is a challenge, but it can be done. Just stay calm. Unfortunately for Natalie, she didn't stay calm. She told me she was looking at the other lane, and she was panicking because the other lane was struggling, in and out. Oh, she didn't realise they were just practicing. We were on a mock test, so you only get one go when you're on your test, like this one now. And you see it now, she pulls up next to this car here, but doesn't put a signal on left to let the car behind, coming up behind her, that she's stopping by the car. So she's got a fault there. She didn't indicate. You'll see a car go past it in a moment. It slowed down because we didn't know what she was doing. So I just put the indicator on for it to put out. And now she's got to reverse back. She's got to look back, remember, before you move, look back. And as you go back, make sure the front of your car is at the end of this car. So more or less like where your wing mirror is facing the car that's you're next to, facing its backlights. That's where you want to stick a 3/4 turn on. Remember, you only do this when it's safe to do so. She can't move because there's vehicles going around her. And when she does move, she'll stop. Put it into, all it is, 3/4 turn left is from 6 o'clock, anti-clockwise, to 9 o'clock. That's all you need. You're allowed 2 car lengths to reverse back. And that's a lot of space, 2 car lengths. The smallest space you can reverse into is 1.5 car lengths of your car. And there she goes, and she's put the turn on. Ideally she should have stopped and checked. And now she's coming back, and there's traffic coming, there's traffic around. Well, unfortunately what you can't see here, you can see where the front end's still pointing out towards that white band. That means it's not straight. So she's actually gone to somebody's driveway, which obviously would be a fail. I had to stop her because then she was going onto the curb, so she got a serious fault for that. But it's amazing when you ask questions to people, what was the problem? Well, she was more worried about the learner car on the other side. Because it was going in and out, she didn't realise they were practicing. That wasn't a test, that was just somebody saying, let's do it again, because if you're training and you're learning something and it doesn't go the way you want it to, ask your instructor or your friend or your mum or your dad, can we do it again? And just do it again. Do it again. All the great people who've won everything in the sport or anything, who are successful, they always say just repeat it. Repeat it, repeat it until you are absolutely mastered it. So anyway, we're on our merry way. We're going to come down to a crossroads here. When we get to the crossroads, we're going to go left. So you check the middle mirror, which is the interior mirror. Left mirror, this is like a sequence. Then put your indicator down for left. The position looks good here. What you do to position wise, you follow the curve to the left. And now you reduce your speed, and this is where you start looking. And it wasn't too bad, it was clear. And that can be busy, that road. Now she has a problem down here because what you can't see, a car comes flying up behind her. She gets a little bit scared, speeds up a little bit in the moment, you'll see it, and then moves out the way. You see a car come past now, and he's just intimidated her to move over. And that's what happens, you'll panic. Stay calm and concentrated. See, there's no point going back to the left because there's more vehicles on the left, which means you've got to come back to the right. That means you've changed direction twice. If you change direction, you've got to check mirror signal manoeuvre. There's a roundabout coming up now, and at the roundabout we're going to be doing a left first exit. In the moment, in a few minutes, we're going to show you this junction where she stops, and don't stop where she stops. I mean, this is the first time she's done this. She's been on this junction before, but she decided to stop in the wrong place. She should have stopped where the giveaway line is. It is a bit of a complex one, this one. So it's left first exit, middle mirror, left mirror, indicate, and go left. You'll see it in a moment. Another couple of minutes and we'll be on this junction. I mean, it's got two giveaway lines in the middle of the dual carriageway. And you just got to be careful which one you stop at. Well, she's been here before, and it's like, when you're under pressure, your mind will play tricks on you. So she's going to be taking the next road on the right. Now there's a lane of car in front of us, and I believe it was on its test, because you don't do U-turns on a driving test unless you do it yourself, and they'll put you the wrong way. You'll see a blue, I think it's a Chris Kelly car. We're going to take the next right here, and I'm assuming whoever's in this car, it wouldn't be the instructor, because the instructor would make them turn right. Can you see the way it's turned back on itself? That should have turned right. Now where's the giveaway line where she should have stopped here? See this here? Should have waited here, but she didn't. There's one there and there's one, so there's like three here. Now she gets away with this because she's lucky, because there's no cars here coming from this way. So she gets across. See, there's one there, but it's just going left. So I ask her to pull over on the left, a bit further down where it's safe and convenient. Now you're going to get this 2 or 3 times, maybe more. If you keep getting pulled over on the left, then you're missing something. And it's generally your blind spot check. Your blind spot check is this one just before you move off from the side of the road. If you get a pull over on the right and reverse back to your car lanes, then obviously you're moving off from the left, that side of the road, so your blind spot would be this side. So what's happened here, because of what's gone on here, I took it on the rest of this route, but I brought it back just to point out, if you make a mistake on any particular, if you're with your instructor or your friend or parents or whoever you're with, whoever's training you or helping you, just guiding you, if you make a mistake somewhere, go back to that same place and repeat it. So I took it back to that way, but I take it on the rest of this route here, and we end up coming back on the same road, because you go back to that roundabout that she's just been on, and as we went past, I just pointed it out to her, and we'll do it again when I see her on Tuesday. She still got some more lessons. The test is at the end of the month, this July. We're in July. It's the 13th today, 13th of July, and away we go. So when people say, oh, I can't get over the bumps, well, I'll show you how to do it. Basically, if you look at a bump, you've got 4 corners, haven't you? Well, your 2 wheels, you just get the 2 wheels over the edges of the bumps, and you'll see. Now let's see if she gets this one. Yeah, that's too bad, it didn't bounce. This bump, a bit bumpy on that one, but not bad. And sometimes you will have to go for the middle one if it's like parked cars, too many cars on it, but at the moment they're all on the left. That's not too bad. There you go, she's gone for the middle one here, because there's a van there, nobody coming. When she gets to the end of the road, she will be turning left. At the end of the road, middle mirror, left indicator. Reduce your speed because you've got to give way. The visibility is okay and you can see, just you don't have to stop, and if there's no one there, you may just be able to go. If there's someone there, you have to wait. Wait for it to be safe, and you want to pull out so you don't cause anyone to slow down. I would be wary of crossings. Sometimes there's no one on it, the lights go off. You know, and the pedestrians are getting worse. They're just walking around the road. And this traffic light, she's turning right. So when you're turning right at these lights coming up, it's your middle mirror first, always that first, and then the right one will be turning right, and if you're turning left, it's your left one. So we're going to go right now. These lights. One of my pupils failed here on the driving test, and this is another problem we had there. This is another fault comes up, a serious fault. What she does, she just follows this car in front. Doesn't realise that the traffic's now moving towards it. Now there's a bit of a distance between this line and the other stop line on the opposite side. You'll see when it goes up. Now the blue car just darts across, experienced driver, probably local, knows how these lights work. There's a distance to do to see how far the white car is. This just nips to the right. She goes to follow it. Now to get it to stop. So there's another serious fault. As I say, on the YouTube channel you actually see this one. Danielle, it's a black car there. She goes to go and the examiner, and she's alright. The examiner, she had to put the brakes on. It's dangerous to let it cross while they just the car would have smashed into it or at least swerved around it. So we're back into the 20 zone. The good thing about these videos, you should see all the speed limits. I mean, if you watch these videos, if you get a test, you'll know at least half of the test route. You could even read the whole route. I mean, I've just had another message, a couple of messages, and I keep getting messages saying, "Thanks, Peter." Don't know them. Just send me a message saying, "I didn't have an instructor. I went with my dad. I just watched your videos. I've just passed my test first time." So they're all free, you know. I mean, it's Saturday night. I've not long got in. I've got a test on Monday. I know Edwin's going to be watching this because their test is, what time is their test? 10:15 on Monday. Can't even go for a beer tomorrow to watch the match. I didn't know England were going to get to the final. So obviously, because I wouldn't drink the day before and then go out in the car on the day after, because you still got the drink inside. So at the end of the show, it's going to go left. Middle mirror, left mirror, indicate left. And as you see the giveaway lines, one with the two lines going across is where you come out. The other one with the single lines where you go in. Now on another route here, what they do here, she's already done their manoeuvre, but they actually to pull over on the right. If you watch my video on my YouTube channel, you'll see a couple of videos where they stop by the lamppost and reverse back 2 car lengths. And we're going to go down to the end there. When we get to the end, she's going to be doing a left. At the end of here, I'm going to turn left. Middle mirror, left mirror, indicate left. Your position's fine. Now you've got to sort out your speed and start looking. So put the speed and look together, marry them together. Your position should follow the curb to the left. So it gives you the better view. And it lets other people know your intention, because they just look at the position of your vehicle. They know you're going left. And then there's another route where they actually to pull over on the right again. And then one test they pulled it over on this bend, and I was a bit like, wow. It's a bit shocked. But she didn't have any problem, like she was just lucky no cars came round the bend. Imagine that coming round the bend at you on the opposite side. Now surely she's going to come up to a traffic light. There's the traffic light coming up. And that's the traffic lights. Will it turn right? It's nearly there. And we're even stopping at lights and like this, just looking around for information, especially speed limit signs. So like she stops here, and if you're going right, it's where that row of cars is over there, and you'll see speed limit signs. You just got to make sure the road that you go into, you absolutely get it nailed down, because you can see here, it goes to 30, and then when you get to here, that's 30 going across, it goes to 20. That's what can get confused, because I've had a couple over the years that sped up on this one. It's probably because the last sign they seen was the 30 and they missed the 20. So it's really important that road you drive into, you know the speed limit. And we're going to come to a set of traffic lights. And when she gets to the traffic lights, we're going to do a left. So we end up back on that roundabout that we were on earlier on. Only this time she makes a dangerous mistake. Left at the lights, middle mirror, left mirror, indicate left. And there's the speed limit change. It's gone to 30. A quick glance, maybe see you give one hour's check to the right. Stay for a reason. Okay, so this is where she gets, this is where, like, I was quite surprised here, because she went to go on this roundabout. If it would have been dangerous, I would have duelled her, I would have pressed the brake, but I didn't. It was safer. It was one of those situations which you do get in driving where you make a decision and it's probably safer to go out, to carry on, but she absolutely slams on the brakes, which I didn't hit the brakes. But unfortunately the car behind us is near in the back of us. So somewhere down there I tell her the roundabout, do a right third exit. You get a decent examiner to do this early for you. The best thing is the sat nav will tell you. So at the roundabout, it's a right third exit. Just check your mirror on the right to move over. But you signal obviously because there's cars coming up behind there. Now a roundabout, you want to be saying to yourself, okay then, I want to be checking my mirrors now. I want to put me in, because you want to let them know early you're turning right at the round. So mirrors, middle mirror, right mirror, indicator for right. Now watch what happens here. You can't actually see the car that comes from the right. I think the first one goes left. She thinks it. So watch this now. Now this is her braking, not me. She's made the decision and just slammed on the brake. We're not realising that if you're going to do something like that, you have to check your mirrors first. But she didn't, because the fella in the car behind there went into the back of us. So it's dangerous. It's one of the tricks that they use for the crash roundabouts. The driver behind thought she was going to go. She didn't. She was going to go, and it was safer to go, but she didn't. She slammed on the brakes. Didn't check her mirrors, and the fellow behind, like, his face was squashed against the window. Oh no. After all this stuff that's gone on, our head is like in a spin now. It's spinning. And we end up going left at the lights instead of right. And I didn't say nothing. She was suffering a little bit here because of the mistake she'd made. Had testers in, like, 2 weeks on Monday or 2 weeks on Tuesday, I think it is. And if it carries on like that, I won't be taking her on the test. But we've still got a couple of weeks, got a few lessons to go. I'm hoping she sorts her nerves out. That's what it's down to. She's very anxious. So we end up going left at the lights here, do a bit of a detour. Middle mirror, left mirror, indicate left. Just follow the curves of the light. If the light stays on green, carry on. So we end up doing a bit of a detour through, I don't know if anyone knows this Norris Green route here. You end up to West Derby Village in the moment, which can be a problem sometimes because it can be busy. And there's people like that are not helpful, are they? Overtaking you. I know she's doing 22, she needs to speed up a little bit, but she's just been through a bit of an experience there with that roundabout. She even said it herself. She doesn't know why she stopped, you know what I mean? She should have went. But she'll probably watch this herself on Monday. I've just dropped Edmund off earlier on, and I said I'll put this up. Only minutes, a couple of hours ago, I just had something to eat. And I doing this video, put it up for Monday morning. This is West Derby Village. Be careful going through here. Some people just walk out in front of you. Cars cut you up with that crossing there. Anyone has a job sitting down, you'll know what I mean. You end up with a bad neck, bad back, pain everywhere. So left at the lights, check mirror, middle one, left one, indicate left. So we've gone off route a little bit here because I just wanted to get her confidence back. Just give it a couple of straight roads and head back to the test centre. She had a couple of serious and a dangerous, so it's like her head wasn't in a good place. Neither was mine. I think I was pretty. There's something that's happened before this mock test that really I was like, wow. We talked about it, and then I stopped doing the mock test because some people get really anxious, and sometimes you have to just ease off and give them a break. Because what happens is that, especially if you're an overthinker, and a lot of people are lately. I mean, I do it myself. I can't leave. It takes me half an hour to leave the house. So check the plugs, the switches, the doors, and drive around, get to the roundabout around there. I mean, I come back, check again. So I think we've all come into a nation of worriers. We're worried about, did I leave the door on? Did they leave the leave the shower on? Leave the kettle on? It takes you for ages to get out the house. I don't like being the last one out. It means I don't have to check. But she's starting to recover a little bit now. She's on a long straight road, probably not thinking as much. You always want to make sure though, before you get to this test centre, any test centre in the country where you are, this one's test is in Norris Green at the end of the month. You want to make sure you at least know what 2 or 3 of the routes, because the chances are if you get that, you're happy days. Alright, some guy's going to go left, middle mirror, left mirror, indicate left, position is just keep it straight at the present time. Obviously it turns when you get to the corner. Yeah, you want to make sure that you're ready for this test, because we keep getting emails off the DVSA saying make sure you do mock tests with them. Mock tests. That's all I do is mock test. Since I come on the automatics though, it's changed. I don't know what's going on. I'm still trying to work out the pattern. I've always done manuals, but my knee years ago football, it's like the manual, my knee was blown up like a balloon every time I got up the car every day. It's like my knee was twice the size of the other one. So now I'm just using the accelerator and the brake and my knee's getting a rest. So, and this is Croxted Hall Lane. It can be a bit of a tight squeeze down here if you think it is. So if you think these lanes are small, they will be small. You can see there's two white lines in between you and the traffic on the other side. The bit here is where you get to this little bridge when you get around this bend now. This is where it narrows down and you get the next bend it is. That's where they normally go into the farm, Crocky Hall Farm. You come into what's the name here at the moment, and this is where it gets really tight. The path up here is so small, it's unreal. The guy who owns this is a lord someone, and look at the little space that we're all squeezed in, and you've got this big space left and right. You'd think he'd share a bit, wouldn't you? Take the wall back and take the wall back to the right, take the wall back to the left, or take one of the walls back and give us 2 lanes either side, or give us a bigger lane each side. This is Natalie's favourite road, by the way, and she wants this. That's right, Nat, this is your favourite road. You'd think she'd never been in the countryside, wouldn't you? It's only a lane, Crocky Hall Lane, just happens to be in between a Lord somebody's estate it is. Alright, so when we get down here, we're going to get to the traffic lights, and we're going to be turning left at the lights. Same, mirror, left mirror, indicate left. Make sure you stay behind the stop line, don't go over it. He's being extra cautious here. And just follow the curb to the left. Further up this road is a roundabout. And this is the one where she came straight ahead. This one's off another route, this one. This is where Tom failed. Okay, so the roundabout, check your middle mirror, your right mirror, indicate right. You're going to do a right third exit. And this time, not a problem. Then middle mirror, left mirror, indicate left to come off the roundabout. And away you go. You get harassed here, I think it's a black Audi, some woman in an Audi starts on a tail. Yeah, there she goes, she was on a tail. Was it an Audi or was it a grey one? I remember looking in the mirror saying, leave it alone, will you? The road users just can't wait to get past you. It's probably best, you want to maybe come to this bit here, this is Sparrow, what's the name of this? Dwelly House. You want to start edging over to the right here because there's more parked cars and the road gets, the dual carriageway gets smaller the further you go up here. I think she tries to come back to the left, you just stay in this position here. Yeah, she's coming back. She just, well, that was a bit like a dodgy one, wasn't it? Too eager to get through the light. Alright, so this next traffic light we're going to go left. left of the lights, middle mirror, left mirror, indicate left. We're not far from the test centre now. See, what some people think is that each test centre's only got one route or two routes. I think this one's got about 20, at least 20. Years ago I had the list, it was 26. Since the pandemic I think they've cut them down a bit because they don't want to be out too long. Some of the routes are pretty long. Now they're between 31 minutes and 40 minutes. Maybe if you get stuck in traffic it might be 45 minutes. But you try and keep it just between 30 and 40. So this is straight ahead here. See, the point is, the reason why she's staying in this lane is because if you're using forward planning, if you look up that road, on the left you see parked cars. So they're alright with this because you're using forward planning. You know that if you go to the left, then you have to come back to the right. Stay here, just don't go over the speed limit. It's on this road to 30 miles an hour. Be wary of pedestrians, dangerous. They've become really dangerous since the change in the hierarchy of road users. I've lost count how many people just walk out in front of me. So the next traffic light we're going to be doing a right. And we can't go into the test centre, just as a reminder to everyone. If you're practicing, don't go into the test centre when there's driving test on. And I did it last week with, it was Michael. We were doing a right middle, right minute, indicate right. I did it with Michael last week, and that was on a Saturday. And there was only one test on, and I waited for the test to go out, and then as soon as they went out, I went in with them, and then timed it so that by the time we left, by the time he got back and took another one out by the time we got back. So yeah, it's not fair on people having a driving test if you go in there and start messing around in the car park. The cyclists give it a little bit of a fright here because when she gets here, she actually could have gone when she first got there, but when I asked her what happened there before, she was saying about the cyclist. She wasn't sure what the cyclist was looking at the light. And I just asked her if the test centre's just a little bit further down here, so we just pull over on the left before we get there. We don't want to go anywhere near it, so we got it to stop here. And now what we're doing now, we're having a recap of what it was like on the test, the serious mistakes she made, and the dangerous moment she slammed on the brake at the roundabout. So anyway, I hope you've learned something from this. At least you'll learn that you know where the route's going to go. So I'm going to say goodbye for now because it's 8:45 on Saturday night and I want to nip the gym.